Schedule a free design consultation, and the more you buy, the more you'll save on blinds, shades, shutters, and more from Budget Blinds. Visit budgetblinds.com today.
Well, it's good to know that we have jobs that require us to sit for very long periods of time, so that's good.
Kind of wanted to push this table and just stand for the rest of the time.
We'll just stand for the rest of the newscast. All right, well, Moses joined me on the desk, and of course we are talking hockey, Lloydminster Bandits, and they've been on a roll as of late.
Yeah, that's kind of an understatement a little bit, considering they had back-to-back games this weekend, and you would think that, you know, winning all three would be tough. They just so happened to have that opportunity last night against VEGREVILLE. Now, there is an early scare early for the team as a D-man, Hunter Maidonic, blows a tire, gives up the 2-0. But netminder Scott Yanoda there to lay out the pad save. It's Yanoda again later in the game with a clutch stop on Zach Lang, that is. The Bandits would get on the board as Anthony Renier will drop it to Brody Pollard, who drops it to Jarrett Wayhill, who drops it in the back of the net. With that seeing eye clapper, Bandits would win this one by a score of 5-1, winning now 3 of their last 4 and a much needed 2 points in the standings. Now, sticking with hockey, the Baker Hughes Bobcats have been hot at the right time, winning 3 of their first 4 games of 2015, including a 4-2 decision against SSAC. They then face the Fort Sask Rangers, a team that sits 3 points back in the standings. Just 6 minutes into the first Bobcats power play, there's a scramble in front. Tanner Fleck gets a few whacks at it before it goes in. 1-0 Bobcats. Moments later, the puck will leave the zone, and talk about something about the bad ice, because another D-man falls. This time it's going to be Jesse Hamilton of the Rangers who takes off. Dallas Hines makes the great play to come back, but Evan Hamilton will corral the loose puck and score to tie it up at 1 after 20. Second period, Cats on a partial 2-on-1. Kobe Moore, he'll be stopped. Bryce Kindop will keep the play alive, finds Terex Fisher. That will make it 2-1 Bobcats. Move to the third period, and this is where the claws do come out for the orange and black. Jansen Leslie hits the post. Shot goes to redirects to Hines. He won't be denied to make it 3-1. And Zane Franklin, much like he did during his bantam days with the AAA Heat, he shows some great patience here, getting past one player and find the back of the net. That would be the final nail in the coffin. 4-1 Bobcats was the final. Now moving on to those AAA Heat, the foremost Heat have been slipping in the standings of late, going 3-4-3 in their last 10. The guys needed a big effort on the ice to keep up with the second place Fort Sask Rangers. Already 1-0. Now Rhett Reinhardt will keep the puck onside, throw it to the side of the net where Matt Moorbutters there, and he'll squeak one past the Ranger netminder to tie it up. We'll fast forward to a minute later in the game. Heat goalie Ross Howlick robbing Kirby Dock short side, as some Heat defenders will give him an extra shot for good measure. Start of the third, Rangers can't get the puck out of their own end. Oren Centazzo will walk around the defender, stop on a dime, and rips it to the top corner to put the Heat out in front. Rangers looking for the equalizer as they take some advantage of some sloppy D. Howlick there to make the glove save. Rangers will really apply the pressure later on. Dock once again letting go from the face-off dot for his league-leading 80th point of the season. Some controversy a little bit later. Looks like the Heat scored, but it's ruled no goal as the refs say the net was pushed off its moorings. That's as close as anybody would get. 2-2 was the final. Now to the AJHL, the Lloydminster Bobcats ended their 3 games and 3-night road swing in Okotoks. Devin Green made 28 saves of 29 shots against his former team, but Matt McNair's goal in the middle of the third was the difference. They would add an empty net for good measure. 2-0 Okotoks was the final. Cats are back in action Friday against Brooks. That is your first look at sports. Gerard Lampow has your weather details coming up. CrossFit athletes from across Western Canada were showcasing their skills over the weekend at the Service Sports Centre.
2, 1, go!
The third annual Battle on the Border came to a close. 400 athletes competed in various events in 3 divisions: the Pro, the Scaled, and the Rx'd, as you see here. Now on the men's side, Dan Bakken and Shane Pattison from Sherwood Park were crowned champions after holding a 40-point lead, and they did not look back.
Came out here and just tried to stay kind of top 5 for most of the workouts, and we were in first place for most of the weekend, so held on by the end. It was finished it out.
We didn't really have any event that we felt that we'd struggle on. A lot of strength events, the overhead squat and the thruster we did well on, so we know that that would definitely bring us ahead, and we just needed to kind of, you know, maintain on the other workouts, and we did just that. We only, I think, had one first place finish, but other than that, we were just consistently in the top 3 or 4. So at the end of the day, it was just consistency that came down, and that's what made the difference.
Meanwhile, on the ladies' side, Jocelyn, Rylee of Saskatoon and Bonnie MacLean from Prince Albert won the 2015 Rx title. Despite finishing second in the actual final event, they had more than enough points to secure gold.
Bonnie and I compete together really well on a team, and we have for years. Just that she's got that engine and that ability to work hard and suffer like nobody else. I'm kind of the muscle on the team, and I can lift the heavy weights and do that sort of thing, so our skills complement each other really well.
Zos and I, we've done a few competitions together, and kind of high caliber, low caliber, and this one we just set out to have fun first and foremost, and worked out pretty well.
To college athletics now, the Rustlers men's volleyball team is currently tied for the 3rd seed in the North Division, and with only a handful of games left on the schedule, they know they can't afford to take any games off. Fresh off a 2-game sweep at the hands of the Keanu Huskies last weekend, the Rustlers battled back with a 2-game sweep of their own. They dominated Concordia in both meetings Friday, taking them 3-0, and on Saturday, 3-1, respectively.
Yeah, it was a good sweep for us this weekend. It's a weekend that we need to sweep if we want to continue to stay in the playoff hunt, and the boys pulled it off. Kind of a little bit of a lapse in that 3rd set, making too many errors, letting them get a little bit of hope, but in the end we closed it out with style in the 4th.
The Rustlers currently sit at 8-8 of the year, but with only a third of the season to go and a couple tough matchups along the way, they know they need every win possible.
Well, losing 2 to Keanu hurt us a little bit, so I think we need at least 4 more somewhere along the line here in the next 8. So if we can go 500 the rest of the way, I think we should be in decent shape. But why make it hard on ourselves? So let's maybe win a few more than that.
The Rustlers are back in action this Friday when they'll take on Grand Prairie. Meanwhile, the Lakeland Rustlers Basketball teams came back with a pair of wins of their own in Concordia. The men had a big hole to climb, and they were trailing as much as 18 points heading into the 4th. But the offense came alive, outscoring Concordia 30-6 in the final quarter. 77-71 was the final. Travis Blacker with the team-high 21 points in that contest. The ladies, meanwhile, improved to 13-1 with a 57-48 victory over the Thunder. Both teams are in action taking on GPRC in Grand Prairie.